Right, so welcome world, it's Tony Floreal here, the Holy Shit Glow with the Flow show. Today I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I'm really enjoying my time here. I've been having a wonderful trip so far, and just been networking, connecting with so many amazing people on the road. And right across from me is Gina Mazza, and she is a journalist, an author, and I would say a spiritual healer as well. So we come together, and today I'm just going to interview her about her book and pretty much let it flow from there. So, hi Gina.
Hi, I just can't believe you're here.
I know.
In Pittsburgh. It's miraculous.
It's amazing. I just reached out. Fortunately, with the internet, like I feel like we're all coming together as like-minded people, and we're not limited by geography anymore.
Right, yeah. I think that's what's happening right now is the internet is like this global brain that's connecting us, and it's connecting people in a lot of different ways, but the really good news is that it's connecting people like you and me who are of the same mind, and there's always been these little pockets of people that are working on themselves, working on their spirituality, but now we're able to connect and see that we're, number one, not crazy,
Yes.
that we've all been through the same challenges on our spiritual path, and we can commiserate and share stories like we've been doing this past hour, and it gives me a great sense of peace and hope that we're moving in the right direction as a planetary species.
Yeah, definitely evolving, and it's amazing that again, like this community, because at one point I did think I was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you're on the path long enough, you reach a point where you really question, is this real? It's the existential question, right? What
exactly.
reality is really real? Is it the world of abundance and unlimited possibility and all of the inherent gifts that come with that? Or is it what the news says that it is, which is doom and gloom and focusing on all the problems in the world? So I think it's our choice to determine which of those two lives we prefer to lead. We can't be exclusive in how we lead our life, but we can certainly go in a more positive direction and therefore have more positive things happen to us, as opposed to buying into the cultural standard, which is that the world's going to hell in a handbasket,
Right. Part of my show here is talking about holy shift. So what was that point in your life where you shifted and you realized your wholeness?
I had a series of shifts. I would say that the first one started when I was very young and was in bed one night and was just asking to know God. I was in Catholic grade school and was learning about the hierarchy of religion and what I could and couldn't do, and I had a lot of questions that really weren't answered in the curriculum that I was being taught, and I became kind of one of the bad students in the classroom in the religion class, because the nuns, I was always asking questions and asking why, and that wasn't part of the program,
Right.
So I just inherently knew that I could have a direct connection. I didn't need all that hierarchy, just have a direct connection. So I would just lay in bed at night and just connect with a higher power, with God, with Jesus. Jesus, because I was learning about Jesus. I think if I were born and raised in the Far East, I would have been praying to Buddha,
Right.
I don't know. But that was the first, and then there were a series of others, but I would say the next really big one was I had 2 children in a year and a half.
Oh, yeah.
And to me, that was like a spiritual experience. I felt like I was reborn when I had these 2 beings, and I felt this profound sense of not just gratitude, but responsibility. Okay, next 18 to 20 years of my life really have to be focused around molding and helping these 2 beings grow into adulthood as good citizens and as good citizens of the world, really. So that caused me to kind of strip away a lot of stuff in my life that wasn't really essential. because I thought if anything's going to take me away from raising these two babies, it's going to have to be something that's really important. It's going to have to be my way of serving others. It can't just be for a menial reason. I mean, we all have to make a paycheck, but I just felt like there was something more that I should be doing. And it's interesting that I felt that when my kids were born. It was like I was born also.
So was it a sense of you originally it was about you, but then having some kids, it took the focus away from you to serving and raising these beings in the world. So
absolutely, it was an inner focus, and then it was moving beyond myself, and my children being an example of we're all one. I mean, they're going to be the next generation, and they're going to inherit everything that we're the consequences of what we're doing now, good and bad. And so it does really make you think outside of yourself when you're a parent. You'll see one of these days.
Yeah, maybe pretty soon on.
Note to your life.
So let's see here. So you had the kids, and did that, in a sense, like change your life in terms of your social life? Like, did friends drop away because it wasn't so much a priority to be like partying so much anymore?
Right.
So
yeah, it did. Yes, very strongly I would say yes, because my becoming a mom coincided with a spiritual opening for me, and that set me on a path of reading voraciously all different types of material on consciousness, we were talking, not to date myself, but talking 20 some years ago, where there were books like Shirley MacLaine's book, Out on a Limb, was out, Embraced by the Light, Betty Eadie, which was on the bestseller list, The Celestine Prophecy was really hot then, and as a journalist, I started to segue my journalistic work into writing and reporting about people who were on the leading edge of that consciousness movement. So yeah, I would say my social life really changed.
Wow.
Because at the same time that I was having this outward focus with creating a family, there was an inward focus too, to understand and to contemplate and to realize, how can I serve? I had to ask myself some pretty tough questions around that period of time. And who am I, and how can I serve? So that kind of led me down the spiritual path as well, professionally and personally.
Okay, so what about being around these spiritual authors? Have you noticed anything that wouldn't be known to people, like behind the scenes?
Well, we were talking earlier about how people who are forefront of their work and have a following are really just normal people, just like everyone else. And that's the first thing that I would say is that I was meeting was masters, teachers, healers, authors, all of those people were just better at being themselves, better at realizing their gift and manifesting it in life, and creating a community around it, or a livelihood around it. And other than that, they were just normal people like you and me. And it's interesting to watch. Because I'm a journalist, I observe what's going on when it's happening, and it's interesting to watch people's reactions to being around people who are known as miracle workers, or in some way exalted with their work. So I would just advise and caution people to just realize that we're all one. We're all the same heart, the same soul. And people who are in the forefront like that, we're really, they're just doing their work, and hopefully wanting to do it well, do it with integrity.
What about professionally? Like, as you were evolving, did you ever have any conflicts with your higher ups, like in regards to what you were writing? Or